Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. I hope your day is starting out great. I'm super excited today because it's sunny, it's warm, it's going to be a pool day. You know, I know the weather's been crazy everywhere and we just haven't had that good spring weather most places. So I'm excited for the turnaround. But thank you for joining me. This is actually week 4 of Tease Towel. And so I thank you to all of you guys who have joined me, who have made comments, who have supported me. It's meant the world to me. Today's topic is an interesting one. I read something the other day that kind of brought me to this topic, and it made me start thinking back and remembering things. And so I thought I would bring it to you today. I have a couple concepts to help you with today. Hi, Misty. Thanks for joining. So as a PT, as my career as a PT, I helped lots of people rehab through their issues, their problems, their injuries, all of that kind of stuff. But I also had people who were trying to get into exercising and really struggled with it. And it might be getting into it or getting back into it after their injury. And there is an issue that we have with trying to get going again, even if we've been exercising before. So I really experienced this with the pandemic and then my wrist surgery. So with the pandemic, stress at work, being in healthcare, that just destroyed me. I mean, you would think, even though we couldn't do things, I could still get out and run and I could get out and take a walk. But I would come home from work totally mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted, and I did nothing. After the pandemic, I had my wrist surgery. So all through that, I had to stop yoga. I had to stop all of the things that I had been doing with my arms, weightlifting and all that stuff, because of my injury. And so I went for a long time without exercising. And even though I, through my whole life, played sports, exercise was a normal part of my daily routine. I was in a field that promoted exercise. I had a really tough time getting back into it. And it was really an effort. And I read something the other day that really hit me, as far as particularly those of us who are perfectionists, but for everybody, it really hit me some of the reasons why it's hard to get back into it. So getting back into a habit takes effort, and your motivation has to be equivalent to that effort. And as we know, our motivation is going to wax and wane. And the harder that the activity, the exercise, whatever, the harder it is, the more motivation and the more effort it takes. So and also getting into it, it doesn't depend on your conviction. It doesn't depend on your knowledge of the benefits. It doesn't depend on your willpower. Instead, it really boils down to our willingness to be bad at something. That's it. It's our willingness to be bad at something. None of us want to be bad at something, particularly those of us who are perfectionists. We are used to doing things and doing them well. And so getting back into an activity that we haven't been doing, we have to be willing to be bad at it to be able to get to where we want to go. And here's why we need to be willing to be bad at it. Being good requires effort. And again, our motivation must match that effort. And the harder it is, the more motivation it takes. And really getting into something new like that is, new behavior is change. Change is hard. And the harder it is, the more motivation that we need. It really requires that. And we don't always have that motivation every day. So whether it's you're wanting to start running, whether it's you want to start reading more, whether it's you want to write a book, whether it's you want to start meditating, you have to be able to be willing to be bad at it at first. So here's the concept for doing that. It needs to be something that is easy enough that you can do it daily without any thought. And so the concept that I was reading about, and I've talked to my posts and my Workout Wednesday posts, I've talked to patients about this through the years, is you really have to start with baby steps and that willingness to be mediocre at something. So maybe starting out with 1 minute a day, 1 minute a day of meditating, or 1 page a day of reading, or 1 page a day that you write something. It needs to be easy enough that it's not effort. Now, there's another piece of this, the other concept with this. There's a book by James Clear, and it's called Atomic Habits. And what it talks about is habit stacking. And that's the other easy way to make this a part of your routine, something that you do not think about. So pair whatever it is that you're wanting to do with a current habit that you already have. So for example, after you drink your coffee in the morning, you go in and you do 1 minute of meditation. After you brush your teeth, you put on your workout clothes and you go out and run for 1 minute. It sounds crazy, but it really needs to be easy and part of your routine. After you get home from work, you change immediately into your workout clothes. After you get ready for bed, you read that 1 page. Yes, Misty, that book is amazing. It really does make a difference in your life in trying to build good habits and get rid of bad habits. It gives you really good strategies for that. So what you're really trying to do by doing this daily, by doing little bits, it's the idea that something is better than nothing. So by doing those little bits, but doing it every day, be mediocre, but be mediocre every day as you get started in this. So by getting started and doing this daily, you're creating new neural pathways in your brain. And these then become habits. And the more you can break it down and do it every day, the more hardwired it is, and the more you can do it without it requiring willpower and motivation. Because again, we know we're not motivated every day, so it needs to be that habit. So stack that 1 minute a day with your habit that you're currently doing, and you're going to be more likely to continue to do that and do that. It needs to be easy. Once you start trying to overachieve, or feeling that you should, that's when you start sabotaging it. It needs to be autopilot so that it doesn't matter whether you're motivated or not. You need to eliminate the possibility of not doing it, so make it easy and achievable, and you can build on that. So if you're talking about, and it needs to be specific. So you can't just say, I want to read more, or I want to eat more leafy greens. I'm going to read 1 minute or 1 page a day, and then it'll automatically gradually happen that you'll build on that. But don't try to jump too big. Or I'm going to put 1 piece of lettuce on my sandwich each day, and gradually you'll start achieving more and more. The idea behind being better than nothing is a habit that it doesn't require motivation. That's the key to making it stick. To paraphrase the Dalai Lama, our goal is not to be better than other people. Our goal is to be better than our previous selves. And it's kind of that idea too of 1%. Be 1% better than you were yesterday. So if we can abandon our grand plans and our big ambitions right now for being mediocre and starting out with those teeny tiny steps, then our grand plans and our achievements will be more likely to come. So I hope that helps. I've preached, as I said, I've preached forever and ever about baby steps, but this is really a concept of taking it down, not being afraid to be bad at something, doing that little bit, but doing it daily. Be mediocre, but be mediocre every day, and eventually you'll be grand. You'll be you'll be successful, and really need to make it a habit and make it part of that neural pathway that you automatically associate this with that. There's all kinds of habit stacking you can do. If you read that book, there's all kinds of great ideas of first I do this, then I do this, then I do this, then I do this, and it becomes a part of your daily routine. I'm really trying to do that right now with when I get up in the morning, I have my coffee, I do my meditation, I do my journaling, I do my pre-paving, I do my tapping if I need to do tapping. And that starts out my day just amazing and a high vibration and lots of excitement. So I hope that's helpful to somebody. Please feel free to share it if you feel there's somebody that needs to hear this. And I hope you'll join me next week for week 5 of Tease Towel. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.